What is up, Phantoms? This is Breakneck Banshee here. Well, people, this is Breakneck Banshee here, and welcome to my first video on the channel Banshee Tutorials. Today we're going to be showing off the basics of SFM. So, what you are wanting to do first is open a new session. To do that, you want to click on File, on the state. First you want to click on File, go to New, and you'll see Name, put in whatever you want. I'm just going to put tutorials, and you can choose the session folder. I would just keep it in the sessions folder by default, and you can choose your frame rate, which can go from 3 all the way up to 60, and have some custom ones right here, but I suggest 24. And then you're going to go to this screen, which says no map loaded, and when you get this, you want to right click load map. And the map we are going to choose is the... We're going to choose the 5 Nights at Freddy's 4 map due to it being fairly quick to load. Now, depending on your computer speed, it should take a minute or two to load, so... yeah, it's not always the fastest for me. It takes usually about a minute or so to load. So, I'm sorry about this, I'll have to wait. Loading the map. Please skip this part. Annotations were there. Just skip it if you already haven't. And we still wait for the map to load. Loading map. As we wait for the map to load, we are having such a fun time, aren't we, guys? Alright, now our map has loaded. Now, what you're going to want to do is, depending on the map, because sometimes you will not be able to see anything, you'll see pure black. So, right-click, hit Enable Lighting, so that'll check that off, and eventually you will be sometimes spawn below the map. And you can see, for some of you guys, SFM might be laggy for me, so if you want to reduce the lag, I would go to Render Settings, and check out Progressive Refinement and Ambient Collision, and go to OK. And you should notice that your SFM should be moving a lot faster now. Now let's go into the basic part. Now, right now you are using your work camera, if you're following along with me, and you can click on the map and drag around to move around your map, and use WASD to move around, R if you want to rotate it from side to side, like so. And also you can hit X to go down, and Z to go up. Alright, now that we got those out of the way, let us go into the next part, which will be putting a model into your map. Now, pretty much what you want to do is go to your animation set editor, which should be there by default. Right click into this blank box, click on Create Animation Set for a new model, and usually you'll have to wait a second, and you will get some models. I am going to just wait a minute. And, well, again, we have to wait, because waiting is what patient people do. And also, well, it might depend on how fast your computer is, how fast it loads, but I also have a lot of add-ons for SFM, so we're just going to have to wait a minute. Annotations were there, so skip now. Yeah, MDL files are okay. Now we have our Nightmare models. We're just going to open up Nightmare Fredbear real quick for this tutorial, and you can see that he is not quite on the ground, and we don't want that. So let's click on this part right here, which says Graph Editor, or press F4 to go to your graph editor. Press Control. You shall see all these limbs. Usually, if you want to move one of the characters, like one of the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics, click the pelvis while holding Control. Then you'll be able to move it around. And if you want to get into these different menus, R is to get this one, which I don't use because it's kind of awkward for me. W if you want to actually move around the model, like so. Or Q is to remove it, and E is if you actually want to do this number right here. Now, these little circles right here, the red one, well for me, this one should move him like so and lock him in that position. This one will turn him left and right. This one will make him go diagonal. Or if you just go straight into like the circle where you have this yellow outline, you can rotate him freely. So pretty much that's if you want to do that. And if you, pretty much it's the same if you want to move around your model a bit, like so. Like now we have him with a different position that he was already in. Also, if you want to find certain parts of the character, you can go to the right or the left here, and click here and go into these different tabs to find different pieces that you are looking for, which I'm not going to be messing around with that. And one final thing I'm going to be going over this episode with the characters is how to set, actually two things, are how to set a new skin, and how to add an animation to your character. First, if we want to set a skin, we right click on the title, which should have all our bones glow white. Notice and hover set skin. For this skin, we have 6 different skins: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's click 1. As you can see, he has turned from Fredbear into Nightmare. And we can pretty much rotate him freely as we wanted to before. And also, if you want to, you can move his bow tie around. That's quite fun. And the final thing, which is going to be sing animation, but yet again, go to import animation. I have some animation pre-downloaded, and you can download some in the workshop. And let's go to use Gangnam Style, which seems to have most everything green, which means it should work. Click OK, and you might notice your model has disappeared, because it usually goes down to the home into a weird position. So, yeah, I don't know how this is going to work with Fredbear, but whoa, okay there. Go to transform. Now let's see how this animation came out. That's actually quite beautiful, my lord. This was supposed to be a serious video, yet we have something humorous. Well, also you can go back to these tabs by pressing F3 and F2, F3, and F4 is how you go through these tabs. It's here. This one I don't really use at all, the motion editor, so I'm not going to be messing with that. And this one is if you want to add some sounds and whatnot. I'm still learning SFM myself, so as I'm doing these tutorials, so if you want to add music, go into this area and go into the green area where it says sound. Right click into the area you want to choose, which I choose music. Go add clip to track. And let's add Break My Mind by DA Games. And depending on what kind of format you have it in, which I will have another video on that, how to get your animation to be like so, and have the music so it goes like this, because if you just import your sound, it will not have that, and it will be a pain to scroll through. So now let's press play and see how this came out. And as of now, it seems okay. Now, also there are other sound effects that you can add in if you go hover over effects. And also, I am in user mod. You can go to all mods to find dozens of different thousands of different sounds. I should be saying I have over 16,000. Now let's click cancel as we are good to go. And now let's mark out that. And also, the final thing I'm going to be covering in this first part of the basics is how to activate a light. So we're going to be enable light, and you can see almost everything is invisible except for his eyes because they have light default inside of them. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is right click over to the left part over here and click Create Animation Set for New Light. And as you can see, it will go instantly to where you have camera 1 set. So let's remove that. Actually move this, and let's add a new light. There we go, that's better. We can move this light around within our animation set, as it also appears on the right. And here we have our thing with Nightmare. As you can see, it's quite bright, and you don't want it to be really bright, so what you'll want to do is click on Intensity and turn that down a bit till it's the light level you are pleased at, which this I like. And also, if you want to change other things like the colors, scroll down a bit and you'll see the things that say color: red, green, blue, and alpha. I don't know what alpha is. Let's see what that does. I don't see a difference. But if you go on that, you can remove colors and some things. Like get rid of some blue, and we have a green. If we get rid of red and blue, we get a green light, which means that Nightmare will be covered in a green light. And well, I guess that will be all in this tutorial. Tell me what kind of tutorials for SFM you would like for me to do in the future. And well, I hope you guys have learned something from this tutorial. And well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.